All right, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Let's get Instagram going. Here it comes. Let's get TikTok up and running as well. Last night was a reminder that this industry is way more relationship driven than we think, and in ways that are surprising. I walked into a gala full of Australian theater artists in New York City, and somehow half the room was connected to my life and to each other's lives already. Good morning. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Let me know where you are joining me from and what you're working on in your acting career. Uh, last night was super interesting for me. It was the spring gala of the Australian Theatre Festival NYC. The Australian Theatre Festival is an organization that's been around for 7 years now, and over that time they've managed to build this organization where they run a playwriting competition where the first prize is $15,000, and a staged reading of the work that wins. I think the runner-up prize is $5,000. So, I mean, it is not nothing. I mean, it is really quite an extraordinary achievement, I think. And as a fundraiser for all of the efforts that they do, they have a cabaret and a community party. They have all sorts of events. Check them out at the Australian Theatre Festival, NYC.com. And they have this fundraiser, and where they last night they honored three Australians working in the performing arts in New York City. One of them is somebody that I grew up with in Australia, my dear friend Hannah Larson. Hannah runs built a dance studio in Tribeca in downtown Manhattan. It's now an extraordinary organization, award-winning dancers, you know, have been accepted into LaGuardia High School, have been accepted into Juilliard, USC Kaufman. I mean, these dancers are legit, and my friend Hannah built that. Not alone by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just so proud of her and so thrilled that our journeys took us from the suburbs of Sydney, Australia, to living the dream in Manhattan in New York City. And so there were three honorees: my friend Hannah, Carmel Dean, who is an extraordinary musician and composer and music supervisor. I think that's how I first became aware of Carmel. She was music directing a couple of pieces that we worked on together. Good morning, friends. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Wherever you are, let me know what you're working on today in your acting career. But it last night, and the third honoree at the Australian Theatre Festival NYC Gala last night was Ainsley Mellum, who an Australian performer who was brought over by Disney to play the lead in Aladdin, and has since played principal roles in Boop and Merrily We Roll Along, and he sang a few songs last night. Extraordinary voice, lovely guy. And the interesting thing is that I went to the event thinking, oh, I don't really know that many people that are going to be there tonight. And of course, the connections just kept forming themselves over tonight. Hi, welcome to the Working Actor NY, the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Thanks for joining me. But it's this extraordinary sense of community. And I think the thing that I'm learning more than anything else, doing these dailies where we have visitors from Iran. Hi, Mohammed. Thanks for joining me. Where we have visitors from all over the world, but we're all in this industry together. And what we do is so extraordinary and can be so extraordinarily hard that I think it's super helpful to be able to find each other and say, isn't what we do crazy? Are we nuts for doing this? And the answer is yes, we're all nuts. But let's figure out the sanity together. It's being able to support each other and just hold hands with somebody who has been through the same weird, crazy stuff that you've been through. Um, and last night really demonstrated that to me, and it happens in ways that you don't expect. Um, for example, one of the honorees was Carmel Dean, a music supervisor that I've worked with, and my friend Hannah Larson, who uh, created the Downtown Dance Factory in Tribeca, a dance studio. Hannah's and Carmel's Dean's worlds don't intersect much. They don't overlap. They may well have worked with the same choreographers on projects, but that's about it. And so they've never met. And it wasn't until this weekend when Carmel's father, I think, said to her, "You know, you have a cousin in New York. You share the same grandfather, and her name is Hannah Larson." What are the odds that they were not only did Carmel discover in the last few days that she has a relative in New York, but then that very same relative, they are both honorees at the same gala. Uh, just a few short days later. I mean, how crazy is that? And it's exactly what the sort of that interconnectedness is exactly what I got from it as well. I bumped into an actor, Isabella McCalla, who is starring on Broadway in the moment in Schmigadoon. She's in Schmigadoon right now, and it was a thrill to see her. She's an extraordinary performer. I mean, Izzy is really the shit, if I can say that. And uh, I did not expect to see her there. I didn't know she was going. So it was lovely to see her. Turns out I was there to introduce my friend Hannah, one of the honorees, and she was there to introduce her friend Ainsley, who was one of the honorees. And it was just like, how crazy is it that one of the handful of people in the room that I knew, and we're both introducing honorees at the same gala? It's just those sorts of coincidences that remind me that the industry isn't huge. It is all about relationships and building relationships and staying in touch with your network is important, but it manifests itself in ways that you don't expect, in ways that you don't realize. It can really be such a delightful surprise. All right, friends. Today, as you can hear, I am not in 100% health. I have this really annoying cough, which I'm frustrated about. But thankfully, everything I have to do today is from home. Today, I have coaching clients, so I'll be working on some of that material to prepare for my coaching sessions that I have coming up. And then tonight, I am taking a class with Kim Misha, who is one of the most well-known casting directors in New York City. She was the vice president of ABC Casting. I think she's independent now, but still incredibly influential. And this class was recommended to me by another classmate, and so I'm really looking forward to it. It's assigned scenes, which I always find interesting because what the teacher will do is that they will look at your materials that you've pre-submitted, and you have a profile on the different websites, and they look at your profile and they assign material to you based on that on your profile. I am so sorry. This cold is gonna really annoy me. So I'm always interested to see how casting directors see me from my oh, thank you. Go for it, Hillary. Great, thanks for joining me. So it's always interesting to see how casting directors in these classes look at my materials and then they assign me material from that. Um, and yes, so I've got the first, I think, of two classes with Kim Misha today. So I have to learn my lines for that. It's cute. I'm a doctor in a few scenes from Gossip Girl. Um, you know, fairly standard stuff, nothing particularly transformative about the material. What will be interesting to me is to explore. There's a little bit of tension in the scene only because I'm suggesting that the patient that I'm treating, and I'm talking to her family, to her parents. I'm suggesting that the patient that we're treating perhaps go to a drug rehabilitation center that I happen to know that their family has some experience with already. So there's a little bit of a tightrope there that I'm interested in teasing out as part of the work that I'll do in preparation for this class tonight. So that's what I'm working on. Oh, I see Laura over there for a second. Thanks for joining me. All right, friends, I will be right back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. To let you know how everything goes. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. And I will see you all back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Get it done, y'all.